Hello everyone, my name is Danny Minton and this is my presentation / speech over my journal Article 1. Emily Drago, in her 2017 journal article, The Effect of Technology on Face-to-Face Communication, stated, "Little by little, technology has become an integral part of the way that people communicate with one another and has increasingly taken the place of face-to-face communication." The central idea over my speech is the negative effects that social media and technology has on face-to-face, has and have on face-to-face communication. The journal that I found this information from is posted on the website Drago, Emily, period, The Effect of Technology on Face-to-Face Communication by Emily Drago. -13, The Effect of Technology on Face-to-Face Communication -2-Face Communication, period. Throughout my speech, I am going to discuss my thoughts on whether or not this article is good or not, and then I'm going to talk about the author's claim and show some of the factual data that he used to back up his own opinion. And finally, I will show and explain data, tables / graphs that were used throughout this journal to show proof on the author's claim. I'm credible to this topic because I have backed up my research with factual data that was used throughout this journal. I'm also credible because I am studying communications as of right now, and I am continuing to excel and grow each and every single day within the topic and subject. Just before I get started though, I would like to remind you, as well as repeat myself, that during my speech I'm going to be talking about whether or not this journal article is good or bad. I will then show you the factual data and research from the articles that the author provided throughout her journal. And lastly, I will show you the graphs that the author, Emily Drago, put throughout her journal to provide even further detail, provide even more proof on her claim. So, in the first body paragraph, I would like to talk about whether or not this article, this journal, is a good journal or not. I believe that this journal is a great journal because it follows almost every single guideline that a good journal needs, and it backs itself up very thoroughly and with very reliable information and research that not only did the author do herself, but also found through other articles and factual information and data that she provided throughout her journal. On to the next topic, on body 2. I would like to talk about the factual data that that Emily actually provided throughout her journal. For instance, one study that she did show was conducted by the Kaiser Family Foundation. These people found the information that from people from ages from 8 to 18 spent more time on social media and technology than any other activity, and it was actually at an average of 7.5 hours a day on social media, which, if you think about it, there's only 24 hours in a day, and you probably sleep for around 8 hours to 9 hours. That's pretty bad. So, the second study that Emily mentioned in her journal actually had to do with research that examined the relationships between the presence of a mobile device and the quality of real-life in-person social interaction. After researchers discovered and found their research, they found that conversations without mobile communication technologies were rated as significantly superior compared to the ones that were in presence of a mobile device. The research also had found and indicated that people who had conversations without a mobile device were actually able to empathize and have more empathy and more concern for others versus the ones who communicated with mobile devices. They were not able. They had lower rates of empathy and concerns for other people. This is how Emily provided a lot of great factual information that she backed up her claim with, and this is how she showed it through other reliable sources. Another way that she showed it is in Body 3. Emily actually used graphs or data tables, if you would like to say. And for instance, this data table shows how people are missing out on face-to-face communication due to social media and technology. And if you look at the numbers right here, it's pretty upsetting and sad. And so, and actually my next slide, I'm going to explain the graph a little better, explain the graph a little bit better to you. So the names at the top represent the locations where the data was collected at. And then underneath that, these are the different categories. So people that were texting / holding alone with no one else, talking / listening alone, no technology at all with others, using technology with others, and no technology alone. And so I'll go back to slide number 7, but these numbers right here show and indicate what that looks like. So to wrap everything up now, I really hope that you guys have a better understanding on what a good journal article will look like. And as I said before, as I mentioned earlier, this is a great journal article. The reasons why are because it provided factual data that proved the author's claim, and she as well provided graphs to show and back up her research to just provide even more factual proof, if you would say. So the central idea is the negative effects of social media and technology have on face-to-face communication. And my opinion, as I've said, as you know, about this article is that it is fantastic. According to Emily Drago, the effect of technology on face-to-face communication, she stated, only time will tell what the long-term impacts of this